All right, let's talk about game 4. So, before I go any further, I already know there's already a shit ton of things said on Twitter. I'm sure Kenny will go deeper into it, but I have to start off this. Yeah, I'm not mad, but I just have to just get this out of the way because I already know it's like half the fucking Twitter comments. Yes, Shea's push off on Neesmith was missed. It should have been called, but because Scott Foster is the referee, and he definitely bets on NBA games, they're not going to call that in that situation, right? It's net NBA inside job. I'm not trying to be negative, but let's be real. It is, right? I mean, look at Scott Foster or Chris Paul. I mean, come on. Like, Scott Foster is the ultimate referee to do this. I'm not trying to shit talk anybody, but we have to address the elephant in the room. But this is not the reason why I think the Pacers lost tonight. The reason why I think the Pacers lost tonight, it's not because of a missed push-off. It's not because I think of Benedict Mathurin missing his free throws, although that played a role. I don't think that's the real concrete solution. And no, I don't think it's because of the missed travel that OKC got, right? The reason why I think the Pacers ended up losing this game is because they weren't playing Indiana basketball like they usually did, right? When I was looking at the final few minutes of this game, I didn't really like the Pacers' looks at all of what they were getting, right? OKC shut them down defensively in those final few minutes, in my opinion. They were able to get Indiana to take looks that they weren't comfortable taking. Not comfortable taking, but very low probability shots. Yes, it's still the Pacers, and they're still good, but it's just shots you don't want them taking, right? Like, on a fucking pick and roll where they got everything sorted, they made Tyrese Halliburton take a contested three-pointer. Didn't go in, right? They ended up getting Nembhard to miss a 20-foot pull-up, right? I mean, they were just able to get them to not play their type of basketball and play one-on-one. Yes, the Pacers can play that, but they're better when they play as a team, right? When they're 3 steps ahead of OKC, which was like that for the majority of this game, right? And ultimately, I think that's the reason why they lost this game. Yes, SGA should have gotten an offensive foul. Yes, they probably missed a treble. Yes, Scott Foster is the referee in this situation, so obviously the NBA has every intention of making this 2-2, right? But I just don't think that's the reason why they lost this game regardless. I just don't. Like, I don't like talking negatively about basketball, but I saw way too much shit on Twitter for me not to adjust that, right? And I'm going to give OKC their flowers in a second, but I had to start off with that, unfortunately. I don't like doing that, but unfortunately, I had to start off with that because I know everybody's going to be commenting that in the comment section, just Indiana rigged. I don't think it's the reason why they lost, but I did have to adjust that. So, despite the fact OKC shot 17% from 3, they still end up winning this game, which is massive for them, right? I mean, Chet, he had an all-right game. He didn't play that. He played well defensively, but not that well offensively. Jalen, I mean, he had 27 points. He stepped up. Hartenstein was non-existent. Lou Dort is Lou Dort. Shea, despite the push-off, he had a really great game in my opinion. He was able to close this game out. Indiana, I think, didn't do a good job of handling him defensively towards the end. Caruso really stepped up in this game. When nobody else could get it going other than J-Dub and Shea, he was able to get up. And this is one of the reasons why they brought Caruso in, right? Because of a championship experience, right? He was brought in exchange for Josh Giddey for moments like these, and he proved tonight why he was worth every single penny of a trade, which he already has proven that he was worth the trade. But Alex Caruso, man, what a fucking great performance from him, right? This is the J-Dub, Shea, and Alex Caruso game. I'm gonna give them their flowers, even though I don't think OKC was the better team tonight. They ended up closing out in the fourth quarter, and we're going to Game 5 tied at 2-2. Now, Indiana, I think Obi Toppin played great in the minutes he got. I think T.J. McConnell gave him good T.J. McConnell minutes. Yes, Benedict Mathurin choked at the free throw line, but I don't really care because I don't think that's the reason why they lost this game. They wouldn't be in that position if they didn't. If they didn't execute correctly. And plus, it's free free throws at the end of the day that just end up going missing. What are the chances of that? Right? So I don't really care that Benedict Mathurin missed those free throws. I don't blame this loss on him. Right? It just is what it is. Ben Shepherd just gave Ben Shepherd minutes. Nembhard, I didn't really like the play not play. His defense was fine, but I didn't like how the look he took at the end of the game. I just didn't think that was good. Yes, you need those players that can send you home, but it just felt off, really, with the Pacers. Same with the Halliburton shot. Same with Siakam's shot down the stretch. Like, it just didn't feel like Indiana basketball. And I think ultimately that's what costed them this game. Because if Indiana, they're 3 steps ahead of you all the time, right? OKC, for this whole entire series, gets confused of the action. Like, fucking hell. Indiana will just fucking set a screen up in the middle and just basically force you to switch immediately, which causes hectic all over the place, right? And Indiana wasn't able to do that, or refused to do that. I have to go back and watch the film. But they just didn't do that for the final few minutes of this game. And I think that's ultimately the reason why they lost. I think Siakam had a good game. I think Halliburton had a good game. Naismith didn't do the greatest, and he fouled out, but it is what it is. Turner didn't shoot that well, but at the end of the day, it just was one of those games where they played well, and then they kind of choked it because of not playing within what Indiana does. I don't believe the push-off or the missed travel or Scott Foster had anything to do with the Pacers losing. I just think they just didn't play the best of their abilities in the fourth quarter, and I just think it was simple as that. Yes, you will have those things go against your way when you play OKC because it is OKC and it's Shea, but you've got to be able to make up for that, and they just weren't able to do that. And with Game 5, who knows what's going to happen? Honestly, who knows? So hopefully Game 5 is exciting. Is it? It's Sunday. Or is it Monday? It's Monday. But hopefully Game 5 is exciting. I hope it's exciting for everybody. I can't wait to watch it. That OKC is going to be loud. I think the Pacers are capable of winning this series in 6. I think OKC is capable of winning this series in 6. Either team can win it in 7. I just think it's going to be interesting to see how each team handles Game 5. Because if Indiana doesn't let themselves crater after blowing this game, right, they'll be fine. But I don't know if this was a series-defining moment or a shift. I mean, we'll see. We'll see how it impacts both teams in Game 5 if it gives OKC all the confidence in the world to win, or if Indiana just says, you know what, just a one-off. Let's just go at it again. So we'll see in Game 5. But, yeah, we'll just see in Game 5 and see what happens.